Hi guys, and welcome to the second part of Doctor Who The Missing Years, Tobysblogs. Right, first I want to say that I had a problem with editing that I went over on the last video, so some of the last video stuff that I did not include will be included into this one. So we'll start off with the Mission to the Unknown. So going on to the next one, which is a one episode. I think this is like the only time in Classic Series Doctor Who have had one episode, and it's the only episode in Classic Series where the Doctor does not feature in it, and it's called The Mission to the Unknown. Now the Mission to the Unknown is a single episode which leads up to the Daleks Masterplan, and it's basically the meeting of the delegates of the universe, and they're all meeting together to come up with this master plan of taking over the universe and destroying everything with the Daleks. And they're on this planet with the Varga plants, and the Varga plants are plants that come from Skaro, Dalek's home planet, and they're defensive creatures, and if you get stung by a Varga plant you end up going crazy and want to kill everyone. And that's what these emission crew have landed onto the planet. And there's hundreds of Varga plants. They say if Varga plants are here from Skaro, that means the Daleks must be here. And so most of them get stung by Varga plants, go crazy and kill all the others. But also there's brilliant scenes of the delegates all meeting and making this master plan with the Daleks, which is another brilliant scene. And this iconic photograph that they always show on all the DVDs on the Mission to the Unknown of the delegates surrounded by the table with the Daleks. Should be behind me now, but it's an absolutely brilliant photograph. It's the iconic photograph of the Mission to the Unknown. That's the entire episode gone. It's a brilliant episode. I love it. Listen to it. Some people have done reconstructions of actually acting in it on the internet. So go and look up that. It's absolutely brilliant. Right, the last one, the Mythmakers. I have listened to the Mythmakers. I'm not sure what really. I cannot remember what it's really about. But I can remember it's about the Trojan Wars, and the Doctor is in some way responsible for the wooden horse thing, and he kind of creates that. And Vicky goes and has a relationship with one of the soldiers in the last episode, and Vicky leaves with this, and she stays in the Greek period with him, and then they get joined by a new companion who is called Katarina. And she's a slave from the time, and I just love the way she talks. She goes like, "Oh, the Doctor is my god and his temple, and I must reach the place of perfection, and everything." And unfortunately, there's hardly any footage of her existing. The only footage that exists is her in episode 2 of the Dalek Masterplan. Right, moving on to the next one. It's the Daleks Masterplan. Now, this is one of my favourite Missing Doctor Who episodes. It is one of the best stories of the William Hartnett era. It is one of the best stories that could ever be thought of in Doctor Who. It is just so amazing. When I was listening to it, it was like the most amazing story, and I will praise the Daleks Masterplan until I die. It's got missing episodes 1, 3, 4, 6 to 9, and 11 to 12. The only surviving episodes are 2, 5 and 10. Yes. And the surviving footage is extremely good. You watch that and you're like, this is a story I want to watch. But when you listen to the audio, you're like, wow, this is even more brilliant than I could ever think of. Yeah. So we're concentrating on the missing footage. Yeah, so in the missing footage it's more Dalek base. It's like Daleks in the base on this planet. The Daleks, basically the Dalek steals the core to the time destructor, and the Daleks must go travel through all these planets trying to chase the Doctor to get the core to the time destructor back. And the Doctor, it goes all these different planets, and it's absolutely brilliant. He has so many different adventures. I love the stories where he goes to different places, and it's just absolutely fantastic. And he goes to one planet where he's on this rocky, volcanic planet, and he lands, and the time meddler turns up, and he steals the Doctor's lock, or he burns it or something, and the Doctor has to try and get get the time meddler back, and get to get back into his TARDIS. And also this other brilliant, well, really sad scene where Katarina, where they land on this prison planet, and the prisoners break into their spaceship and take hostage of Katarina, and says take him back to Kemble. The Kemble's the planet where the Daleks are planning everything, and so they don't want to go back to this planet, because if they do, the Daleks will catch them and they'll get the core to the time destructor, and they will destroy the universe basically. So Katarina sacrifices her life by pressing the opening to the airlock and expelling them into space, where Katarina is destroyed, unfortunately, and it's a very sad scene. Yeah. Also, the time meddler is also in it as well. He's in the surviving episode called Escape Switch, and it's brilliant scenes between the Daleks and the time meddler, and that's just brilliant scenes. I just love those. I'm thinking of some other episodes that are good. There's a scene when they go to the police station with the new companion Sarah, who's played by Jean Marsh, and it's in the thing, and there's a scene when the Doctor goes, "Merry Christmas to you at home," and that's a really crappy line. That kind of breaks the mystery Doctor Who separate world and bringing it back to our world, like he's acting in a television programme, which was quite crap. Other episodes, well, the last episode I'm going to talk about now, absolutely fantastic. The time destructor has been set, it's been activated, but the Doctor has done something, so only... No, he's turned it on. The time destructor is on. The Doctor is escaping, but Sarah is so concerned with the Doctor that she stays behind. And the Doctor says, "No, you've got to go to the TARDIS, you've got to go to the TARDIS." It's like, "No, Doctor, I've got to stay with you." And she waits for him. And unfortunately, because Doctor's a Time Lord, this time destructor will destroy his life, but he will still kind of stay alive. But to Sarah, it's not a good thing, because she ends up dying. And the time destructor is so unstable that it destroys the Daleks, it destroys their base, and it destroys the planet, withering it away within time. And the Doctor, luckily, gets into the TARDIS, but Sarah, because she's a humanoid, she ages to death. And basically she ages and ages, and she collapses onto the sand and she dies. And that's a quite sad scene, but it's like, I really want to see that. And it's like, there's so many good scenes in the Daleks Masterplan you just want to see, because it looks so fantastic. It's unbelievable. Moving on to the next Doctor Who missing story, it is the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve. Now this is a event in the 1500s, where the Catholics in France or Spain, I can't think, I've no idea, where the Catholics and Protestants are revolting against each other and having huge fights with each other, and they're massacring each other and everything. And it's a period in time, and it's just Stephen and the Doctor. And I think in this story there's two Doctors, and the William Hunt plays two parts. And that's why the Doctor isn't in it much or something. I don't know, I haven't listened to it. But in the end of that episode, they go back to London, and that's where Dodo enters the TARDIS. Yeah. All four episodes that are missing.